I apologize that this is so long. I had been too hurt to post here. But after reading Chump Lady's book, thank you. I have been commenting on a few posts, and it has been helpful. I am not really looking for advice since I have finally moved on. I just want to share in case it helps. I hope this helps me too. I made a lot of mistakes. The pick me dance, etc. because I misunderstood her actions. I'm going to tell it from my point of view, as I found out, and then I will go back and fill in what she did before I knew based on her admitting and me looking through her digital footprint. Some of this is very private, gross, etc. so please read at your own risk. I just need to let it all out. Very early on I was on this thread at Reddit, but I wanted reconciliation, and here it is more pro-divorce, so I couldn't read the threads. It hurt too much. I wish I had read the threads and had done the 180, etc. I couldn't then, which is okay. You can only do what you can do. I, male 44, moved to a new state before my senior year in high school. I met my wife, female 44, a few weeks after school started. She was my first girlfriend and still my only kiss, sexual partner, relationship, etc. Within a few months I was in love. It took her longer to fall in love, but I wasn't too worried. We dated for 8 years but knew we'd marry after 2 years or so. We met when we're 17, so we wanted to be older and more mature when we got married. We were married 18 years and together for over 26. We had a successful business and were able to move around the country as our business was home-based. My wife helped me, but she was mostly living off my work. I didn't mind. I was raised that the man should be the breadwinner. We had the normal ups and downs. Then in 2015 her mom got cancer and died the next year. Her dad dies 9 months later. Our business failed in late 2019 and we filed for bankruptcy in early 2020. I was pretty depressed through all of this. I was in IC for many years. The one thing I thought was good in my life was my marriage, but with our business not doing well, my wife got a job to help us. It was at a large retail store. She promoted up to manager. I gained 100 pounds over the course of a few years, so now I am overweight, lost my business, and at the lowest point of my life. When COVID ramped up and the lockdowns hit, I was pretty much a shut-in due to having asthma and being worried. My wife worked through all of this. She started working late, and on her days off she would go to Target and shop a lot, which during lockdowns should have been a red flag. One Sunday morning she woke me up at 6 a.m. and said she was going to the park to walk because her legs were restless. Kind of weird, but I would walk on our treadmill in the middle of the night at times due to RLS, so no big deal. She gets home, we eat breakfast, she showers, etc. Then as I am in the office on my computer, she walks in naked, turns around showing me her full body, and then goes to the bedroom. I follow as we had a very active sex life. She wants me to please her orally, but I notice a weird smell. Sex basically. So I don't proceed. I leave the room thinking it was from her walking at the park. At this point her cheating on me is so far from my thinking I wasn't alarmed. But something is stirring in my head. The next day I look at her browsing history and she was on the Facebook page of 2 guys that I know don't work at her store. I get concerned as she doesn't have male friends that aren't co-workers. Another day goes by and my mind is still wondering. My D-Day was July 22, 2020 at 3 a.m. I wake up and think I should grab her phone and look. I lay in bed for a while debating if I should even get up because I am tired. Finally I grab her phone, not knowing what to look for. Almost instantly I see Snapchat, which I didn't know she had. She has 3 friends, all male. 2 that she was looking at on FB and a guy she works with. She never admits to anything with the guy from work, but I don't believe her. She wakes up and asks if I am okay. I ask if she is cheating on me. She says no. We talk for a few hours and I find out I can download her Snapchat history, so I lock myself in a bedroom and proceed in doing so. She begs me not to, saying it's bad, and admits to cheating on me. Boom. My entire life is blown to pieces. The feeling of pain can only be understood by those of us who have been betrayed. I feel she abandoned me at my lowest when I needed her the most. She denies this, but facts are facts. She throws it in my face that she is supporting us. I guess she forgot the first 16 years of our marriage when she didn't have to work and could shop all the time. Oh yeah, she now says she's not materialistic. Again, that's news to me as she loves to shop. You know how they say they cheat down? Well, these guys are both broke losers. One even borrowed money from my wife. More on that later. And the other lives in a crappy trailer owned by a relative because his credit is so poor he can't rent on his own and has gotten over 10 dues. I message both guys on Facebook, telling them they are pieces of shit and informing each about the other guy. Funny how they were upset she was cheating on me with more than just them. One never replies. The one who stole the money now wants to fight me. I find out later he is obsessed with fighting me and keeps telling my wife he wants to fight. She slowly admits to things, but it's trickle truths. I ask about protection. She says of course, that's what people do now. She makes it seem like she didn't do much. It wasn't special, just sex, but nothing like with me. On D-Day, I asked her to message each guy saying it's over. My husband knows, and it take her 7 hours to send the messages. Meanwhile, I am begging her to send them. Later, I ask her 8 questions about things they did. She admits to only 2 of them. We get tested for STDs. Luckily, we have none. I remember a few weeks before I found out. She wanted me to please her, and I noticed something down there. I make a face and she jumps up and runs to the bathroom. Says it was a discharge. I am not alarmed, but now I am so grossed out. Luckily, I stopped. But the abuse to ask me to do that after having sex with someone else. So I know she did this twice now, and since I would do this to her a lot. I am sure I did this after she had sex and just didn't notice. Disgusting. Did that excite her? She has so little respect for me that she would ask me for that knowing full well I am oblivious. Or was it something she talked to them about? Like they all get off on me doing that. Her excuses were, I didn't love her anymore. Not true, obviously. She never had her wild college years. We didn't make each other happy anymore. News to me, and she never once talked to me about this. Her siblings were promiscuous. She was addicted to the attention. COVID caused it. And many more I can't remember, thankfully. The next few weeks is a lot of pain. Her saying sorry and that she never wanted to leave me. She says she didn't think about it. She just did it. That hurt. She didn't think about ruining our marriage, destroying me. No, she just screwed both of the guys. One of the guys liked to talk about her marriage. He said, I bet your husband is cheating on you. She replies, my husband would never cheat on me. Ironic, but now I see it's narcissism. He asks, what would your husband do if he knew? She says he would kill himself. She tells me this and I get upset. She then says it was a joke. That's not better. It's probably worse. She is joking about my suicide with a guy she is banging. She says my husband will never divorce me. After 2 weeks, I do decide to kill myself. I have been suicidal the past several years due to my depression. I was in IC for this. I write a note, take a picture and text it to her. She calls the cops. They find me, handcuff me and take me to the hospital. I am released. Over the next few months, I attempt to kill myself often. I Google how to do it. I always stop myself. Now I am glad I did. There is life after this. Turns out she did not cut contact with either guy. Luckily, one guy says best of luck, and as far as I know, they do not have contact. The other guy, she is in constant contact with. Because she loaned him money and wants it back. I say let the money go. She says she can't. I say it's more than money. She denies. She doesn't know, but I have her Facebook password and am reading her messages to the money guy. He blocks her, but she remembers she has his phone number and texts him from work. They fight and finally he asks to fuck her again and she says maybe. I learn this because she brags to a friend on FB Messenger and I read it. I immediately ask her if she is looking to fuck him again and she says no. I tell her I saw her phone so she doesn't know I have her FB password and she admits. I punch a hole through bedroom door. She gives him until Friday to pay her back. Finally, after 6 weeks, he says he will not pay her back. She snaps out of her fog, says she feels free. It's at this point, looking back, I should have left probably on D-Day, but when your world collapses out of the blue, it's hard to just leave. We fight a lot the next 8 months. I keep finding more and more evidence and can't stop looking. She will only admit to what I prove, which keeps growing. She says all the right things, but I cannot accept what she does, but deep down I know I can't live without her. We start MC. I tell therapist that we've been together 26 years, and after the appointment she tells me she was annoyed because I said it with such pride. I just shook my head. I can't take MC because we have to talk about what she did. The physical stuff. We stop MC. A month later I find her diary. Yes, she kept a diary with the dates. Which guy, what they did, and how much she liked it. Remember the 8 questions I asked about what they did? She lied about all 8. No surprise really. Of course, protection was never used. Her diary confirms this. One guy did drugs with her in the apartment. She didn't seem to think this was a big deal. She was drinking at night after I went to bed, even though neither of us drank. She loved to document where each guy used to come on her. One post said one of the guys was bigger than she was used to and that his dick satisfied her completely. He would make her orgasm and then let her settle down and then start again. That broke me. 26 years, and that's all she cares about. When I flipped out over all of this, she of course said I was more upset about that and not about helping her through this. I found out she took a pregnancy test and she says it's because she knew she wasn't pregnant and just wanted to confirm. This was about 2 weeks before I found out. We were never able to have children, so the pregnancy test hurt me deeply. I'm still upset about that, to be honest. Turns out 2 weeks after I was in the hospital for my suicide attempt. She writes how she wants to fuck the guy who stole the money so badly. Just one more time. She can't stop thinking about him, but to me she is saying sorry. It's over. She loves me. She wants our marriage. She is grateful I have not left. Now I know she didn't respect me. She thought I could never leave her and she could do whatever she wants and I will always stay. She was probably right too, but the best is yet to come. Late March 2021, she says we need a trial separation. I agree to move to my brother's house, 8 hours away in another state for 2-3 months. The day of my move comes and I can't leave. I just can't. I unpack the truck. She absolutely flips out on me, mad that I am not leaving. I'm talking smashing potted plants into the ground, breaking anything in her path. Pictures, vases, she just destroyed our living room. Somehow she pins me on the ground, is sitting on my chest pounding her fists into me. It was sort of funny to be honest, but it also hurt. Eventually I just get her off of me. I will say now I can see that she was upset I was staying and I was going to interfere with her plans to cheat again, but at this point I still think she has stopped cheating and wants to be with me. She calms down and says she's going to visit her sister for a few hours. I actually drove by a Pete Wo's apartment because I had a feeling she might be there, but I don't see her car. The next day, Sunday, everything seems to be okay. She says at least visit your brother for a few days and says maybe it's all we need. I agree. The day before I leave she initiates sex but stops suddenly. She has a look on her face that alerts me. I don't really think much though. The next day I am in the shower getting ready to leave and it hits me. She cheated again and that's why she didn't want to have sex the day before because I would notice. I confront her but she says no. But looking back now, the previous said when we fought about me not wanting to separate or the next day, Sunday, she must have cheated at some point in there, so I leave on a Tuesday. My birthday is Wednesday. We text, talk, FaceTime every day. She says she misses me, loves me, wants me to be her husband. I go out for pizza with a childhood friend for my birthday. I am to call her when I leave, but she texts and says she is going to work out, walk the dogs, so can I call a little later? So I call later. I am driving home to my brother's house. We talk and I say how my friend talked to me and I'd rather work on our marriage as I don't want anyone else. She asks if I am ready to put it all behind me. I say yes. I come home sad and for some reason check her email. She deleted the email in her inbox. Trash and all mail, but I check the important folder. On my birthday at 7:37 p.m. she turns off her Find My iPhone and has sex with the guy who stole the money. This is when she texted that she has things to do and can I call later. I now have my second D-Day. I text her she's at work and say how can you cheat on me on my birthday? She says we'll talk when she gets home. I decide to go to her work and I black out, screaming that she's a whore, etc. in front of her co-workers. Of course I am the crazy husband now and they can probably understand why she'd cheat on me. She comes home and we have a huge fight. She leaves with her sister and spends the night. We text each other throughout the night. I ask when she stopped being in love with me. She says she still is. 2 days later I filed for divorce and moved to my brother's house a week later. I take both dogs, we have no kids, and leave most of my possessions. Furniture, fridge, washer, dryer, treadmill, everything, because in my mind I will come back eventually because we are meant to be together. She says before I leave that maybe we can find our way back to each other and remarry, but I would have to be okay with all the guys she's with while divorced. The next 8 months she texts, calls, FaceTimes and says she loves me. She's sorry, she misses me, but never that she wants me back. I ask her to stop saying I love you because really, how can she love me and do what she did? We are divorced, but I am convinced we will remarry due to what she says and that I still think we can work things out and start a new marriage. We meet up after 5 months for a weekend visit halfway between where each lives. We kiss. I want to have sex, I know. Wrong, because she is my only partner and I was raised to only have sex with your spouse. I just want to feel that connection. We start but she stops me, says it was hard to resist me, and all I hear is, but not hard to resist your boyfriends, that's what I called them. I leave and am a wreck for a week. Slowly I get better. We still talk and text a lot. I plan a visit after Christmas, but she makes it clear we are not on the same page anymore. Even though she has led me to believe we will remarry, she now says no. I cancel the trip. The Tuesday after Christmas, when I would have been visiting, she texts me out of the blue saying I am on her mind. She is thinking of me. She's not sure if we are talking but wanted to say hi. I ignore her. I finally come back to Reddit and start to read the threads. I read Chump Lady's book. My mind flips. I now cease all contact and feel good about never talking to her again. After reading the book, I can see she did all the cheater things. She's not special. She's just basic, shallow, and put the attention she received before our marriage and couldn't care less about destroying me. After 10 days she texts me again saying I just wanted to say hi. That's all. I am sure that's not all. Then a week later she texts to ask how am I doing. Most recently she called me 2 days ago, but I ignore. I know I should block her but can't yet. But I haven't contacted her in 36 days now. I I guess she has maxed out her credit cards and is having trouble financially. I am now working a job I like and have started another business. I am at square one but feel I am on the road to happiness. Even if I never meet anyone else, I wish I had left right away. I couldn't. We can't change the past. So whatever stage you are in, it's okay. You will figure it out as you go. You can find peace in divorce. I am so much better off not having to worry every day and constantly check her phone, computer, etc. in order to catch her. She can do what she wants now. She can't of me. It may not matter to her. That's okay. I felt I was losing, but now I see I won. Cheaters lack integrity, morals, and character. It's hard to understand if you are not like that. I thought, oh, she made a mistake, but she wants our marriage. Turns out when she started flirting and then her affairs, she gave up on the marriage. I thought we were on the same team, and that's why I stayed and waited for her to wake up and realize I am what she wants. Once they cheat, you are not on the same team anymore. That's hard to accept, but it's the truth. I wonder if she ever cheated before in our 26 years together. We worked from home for a long time, so she was with me a lot, and I don't know how she would have met someone. I guess that will remain a mystery, and I don't really care anymore. The thing I learned is watch their actions, not what they say. She love-bombed me, and I was dumb enough to believe it all the while she was still doing things behind my back. She thinks I held on for so long because she is something special, but the truth is I am loyal, too loyal obviously, and it's more my loyalty that made me hold on and not that she's special. She's not. She's trash. I probably left out about half of the details as I am slowly forgetting them, thankfully. The hardest part was coming to terms with the fact that the most important person in your life the past 26 years was in fact somebody you didn't even know. Edit. Several people have commented on how she was wanting me to go down on her after having sex with other people more than once. The best I could figure out is that she had said in high school she was never sought after by boys. Forget for a second that I met her in high school. And I think she liked that apparently men wanted her so badly now. Like she got off on the fact that I would want to be with her after she had just been with someone else. But of course I had no idea, so she must have warped it in her mind that she was something quite special. Just my theory anyway. I know it doesn't matter anymore. Edit 221022. I thought I'd mention since there have been a few comments. Almost immediately after D-Day I started working out again. For the first 20 plus years of our relationship I worked out almost daily, but when my depression started and being on antidepressants, I stopped working out. So of the 100 pounds I gained, I have now lost over 80 pounds, and I'm in great shape. I even have abs now since I found out my ex-wife liked those. I know I should do it for me, and now I am. But the fire burning in me for a while was she left me at my mental and physical lowest point, so I am going to show her. I mentioned we met 5 months post-divorce for a weekend visit, and my goal was to be in great shape by then, and I was. But now I am doing this for me. I don't even think about her much at the gym now. She did text me 2 days ago on our oldest dog's birthday. She said she knows she doesn't have the right to ask, but could I give our dog a kiss from her for her birthday? I kept no contact and ignored her. I do want to thank everyone for their support. The comments mean the world to me, and I wish I would have came here on D-Day.